What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Now, you guys are giving me migraines. Some of you guys send the most ridiculous comments, inbox messages to me. This is the sport of boxing. I don't know how many people are dedicated boxing fans. I'm not saying I know everything about boxing because clearly I don't know everything about boxing, but it's a sport that I've watched, and I feel like I could talk to certain people and get a good grasp, even if we have differences of opinion. I get a good grasp of who really likes the sport and is really into the sport. And then I talk to some other people, and I'm pretty sure you guys are just surface area fans. Like, you know, the bigger names like Amir Khans and the Mayweathers, Pacquiao. But I don't think you know some of the less more obscure fighters, like Ponce de Leon, Richard Abril, different fighters like that, Chris John, um, and the difference starts to show immediately because of some of the comments and rebuttals and responses you say. I'm not sure about you guys, but I'm a huge movie buff. I love movies, and I think some of you guys, maybe your favorite genre of movie is fantasy. Like you like Whimsical, Alice in Wonderland, the movie with Johnny Depp. You like Pan's Labyrinth, Narnia, Neverending Story, those type of movies. But honestly, that's what you guys live in the boxing world. Some of you guys live in a fantasy world filled with what ifs. And I get sick and tired of hearing about what if, what if, what if. I could just off the top of my head think of several. So let me tell you a few of them. Here's some what ifs. What if Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. was able to do a little bit more in the 12th round, but he didn't? Orlando Salido versus Mikey Garcia. They're saying, oh, Orlando Salido was getting his second win, and he was about to start bringing it to Mikey Garcia, and Mikey Garcia was starting to get tired. And then the accidental headbutt that broke his nose caused him to stop the fight, but Orlando Salido was just getting to him. But you know what? He did it. Amir Khan was winning all the rounds. He was winning, okay, against Danny Garcia. Amir Khan was winning all the rounds. The fight lasted 4 rounds, and clearly Amir Khan bested Danny Garcia in the first two. The three was even more competitive, but you have to score the round for Danny Garcia because he's the one that caused an actual knockdown and punched Amir Khan's head off, and his legs looked like the weekend at Bernie's. And then the fourth round, Amir Khan got knocked down, I believe, two more times, and then Kenny Bayless stopped the fight. So how can you say Amir Khan was killing Danny Garcia when the fight only lasted 4 rounds? In my book, that's 2 rounds apiece. And the 2 rounds apiece, who received the more punishment? Danny Garcia or Amir Khan getting knocked down 3 times and virtually knocked out on his feet with spaghetti legs? Another what if. So they're like, oh, what if he didn't get caught with a lucky shot? That's another thing I hear in boxing. Everything's luck. Like these fighters don't just train and change their diet, spend time away from their families. They're not training for the moment. It's just purely luck. Another fight, um, Pacquiao versus Marquez Ford. Someone said that Pacquiao won every single round up until he got knocked out. How the fuck did Marquez scored the first knockdown? How did Pacquiao win every single round? I agree. Pacquiao won rounds 5 and round 6 up until the moment he got knocked out. But everything that he did in round 6 good that would have won him the round is automatically omitted because he got knocked out and hit the canvas face first. So I don't understand all of these what ifs. What if this happened? What if and you guys get mad about it too. Like, oh, what if Pacquiao didn't get caught coming in, but he did and he tasted canvas. So I just don't do the fantasies like some of you guys do. It's just crazy. And that just goes to show me that a lot of you guys probably don't watch the sport as much as you think because even your points, even if I disagree with them, some of you aren't even making educated arguments. Um, Another fight that I'm hearing, a what if. It's like Vladimir Klitschko. You can go on forever. Vladimir Klitschko versus Lennox Lewis. The referee stopped the fight in the cut. It was a competitive fight, um, but Lennox Lewis won because it had to get stopped. And then Lennox Lewis was like, I was beating him. He's like, look at the state of his eye. It was his eye was deteriorating. And then what Larry Merchant was like, oh, don't you think he was coming on strong? I mean, you can never tell what would have happened if it didn't happen. Um, I am getting a lot of comments on the Canelo Mayweather situation, and I'll repeat an analogy that I had. Some of you guys are sending me comments saying why did Mayweather not guarantee Canelo a fight in September? And to me, it doesn't make sense for him to do that. Why would he guarantee? First of all, Canelo has to earn his stripes. He has a huge fan base. Never took that away from the dude. He's put on good performances, but he's put them on against smaller opponents or people out of their prime. Hasn't been ranked 154-pound light middleweight fighters, and that's the division he fights at. So all I'm saying is he should earn his way to the biggest payday of his life with some more incredible performances against stiffer competition. That's it. I never said he doesn't have a skill set. I didn't say he sucks, he's garbage. I didn't say anything. I just said I need to see him battle tested a little bit more. Get in there with someone who's a heavy puncher at 154, like Angulo, just to see how he does. He could completely dominate Angulo. But what if Angulo hit him with just a crazy shot and it connected? I would want to see how Canelo deals with that type of adversity. Again, never said the guy was garbage or anything. I just want to see him fight true 154 pounders. Now, April 20th, I get my wish. I get to see him fight another 154-pound fighter in Austin Trout. I'm definitely looking forward to that just to see. I want to see both fighters. It's probably the toughest test of both fighters' professional career. Um, so I'm looking forward to that. But as far as Canelo and Mayweather, some of you guys are arguing. You have the nerve to really argue why doesn't he guarantee a fight with him in September? It's because they both have competitors that are in front of us or in front of them that aren't pushovers. I mean, why would you guarantee? There's no guarantee. Floyd's been inactive since the Cotto fight. He went to jail. His dad's training him all of a sudden instead of Roger Mayweather. Truthfully, nobody knows how Floyd Mayweather will look at this point. I mean, we can go based on, oh, when Mayweather took a almost 2 year retirement and how he looked against Marquez. But the fact of the matter is, Mayweather is older. He went through jail, which is something he's never done that I know of for that long, couple months, and that kind of thing. So he's away from the sport. Who knows how he'll look? Same thing with Canelo. Canelo, this is his toughest test. This is Austin Trout's toughest test in my book. And if you disagree with that, tell me who Canelo fought that you think is a tougher test. Shane Mosley, someone who fights at 147 that went up to 154 and hadn't won in 4 years. I mean, is that a tougher test to you than Austin Trout, somebody who's taller than Canelo and fights at 154 and is off an impressive win against Cotto, someone that a lot of people thought Cotto would beat? Again, there's no point to guarantee. It's like, when will boxing promoters and fighters realize that pre-planning, like having it come out to the public is one thing. That's completely different than, hey, that'll be a good match in the future. But these promoters are telling us as fans, we want to see Pacquiao fight Brandon Rios. So after Marquez 4, I guess they're assuming Pacquiao would beat Marquez. So the Brandon Rios fight never happened because Pacquiao got knocked out. Amir Khan, he was talking about going up in weight to 147. They were shuffling the idea of a possible Mayweather fight when Mayweather got out of jail. Um, and Amir Khan was supposed to be leaving 140 to go to 147, and that didn't happen because he got knocked out by Danny Garcia. Now he's in the process. He fired his old trainer, Freddie Roach. He's in the process of um, training with a new trainer, and they're giving him some softer fights, letting him test his newfound style, so to speak, with his whatever Virgil Hunter's been teaching him. And the list goes on and on and on. Josecito Lopez was supposed to lose. Look at the betting odds. against a bigger man. It was his first time at 147, I believe. Um, and then Victor Ortiz gets his jaw broken, spoiling the possible Canelo fight. Miguel Cotto was supposed to have a Canelo fight, and he got spoiled by Austin Trout. So, again, how can you blame Mayweather for not planning beyond his current fight? Like, yeah, I'm going to guarantee you. It just doesn't make sense. The analogy I used is if you're dating a female, you're dating a girl, you like her, she likes you, everything's going great. You guys are going on dates, you've been dating 6 months, and all of a sudden one day she says, "Hey, I'm going to break up with you unless you promise or guarantee me that we're going to get married." That makes no sense. Everything's going fine, and there's nothing that says a Canelo fight and Mayweather can't happen in September. The only thing that has been stated is, I'm not guaranteeing you that fight. And I think that's a makes the most business sense. I mean, why are you going to be planning another fight and you don't even know the outcome of two fighters' current fights? Why not wait until you have everything laid on the table? Say, okay, Canelo unified and beat Austin Trout convincingly. There was no controversial decisions. There was no cuts that stopped the bout like Matriosen and Edeslandi Lara. There's no bullshit. It was a clear and concise victory. Canelo knocked Trout out, so to speak. Now he gets a shot at Mayweather. Mayweather convincingly beats Guerrero. Now everything's on the table and you can discuss it. But why are you going to try to foreshadow and not have all the facts? Again, you guys are, some of you at least, are dealing with what ifs. What if Mayweather beats Guerrero? What if Canelo beats Trout? And why deal with what ifs when you can deal with concrete evidence after the date? We're both fighting on May 4th initially. Canelo and Trout was supposed to take place on May 4th as well. We both fight. We both see the outcomes and take it from there. Again, it doesn't make sense. Back to the dating analogy. See how things go. If everything's going good and it's meant to be, then I'm sure you'll propose and you guys will get married and live happily ever after. But I wouldn't promise a bitch like, yeah, I'm going to marry you just because things are going good. I mean, what anything could happen. Several things. What if one of us gets caught cheating or what? I mean, there's a million things that could happen, especially in the sport of boxing. Truthfully, did anyone think Marquez was going to knock Pacquiao out in 6 rounds? Did anyone think that Victor Ortiz was going to get his jaw broken from Josesito Lopez? I mean, the list goes on in the sport of boxing. Did anyone think Pacquiao was going to lose that decision to Timothy Bradley before the fight happened? I mean, there's boxing. That's why we watch it, is because it's a roller coaster event and it gives us kinds of excitement that you can't find in some other sports just because there's so many twists and turns and you never know what's going to happen. I mean, we were supposed to see the Danny Garcia versus Zab Judah, Kell Brook versus Devin Alexander fights already. But through unforeseen circumstances, i.e. injuries, we didn't get to see those fights. Lamont Peterson, after his whole Rocky story, he gets busted for testosterone in his system at PEDS. Same thing with Berto. I mean, we don't see these things coming. That's what keeps us glued to the tube, keeps us interested. So again, I don't personally blame Mayweather for saying let's talk business when we have all the facts in front of us. That makes more sense as a business decision, instead of looking into the future and say, yeah, I'm a guarantee contingent on me winning or contingent on this and that and that, when you could just both beat your test that you have in front of you and then talk business from that point when you have all the facts in front of you. So that's basically what I have to say. I'm just hearing a lot of what ifs in the sport of boxing. Other thing with Canelo, a lot of people were saying, why stay on the Mayweather undercard? I mean, that's clearly Canelo's choice, but I don't know if that's a great move. I mean, now he's headlining his own card that's not on pay-per-view. So, I mean, if it makes him happy, good. But this is a remarkable deal, 6-fight deal, up to 6 fight with Mayweather. It's his first time leaving HBO, fighting on a new network. He's in a unification bout against a hungry fighter with a good resume in Robert Guerrero. Everyone wants to see Canelo and Trout. I think together they would have done record-breaking numbers. Now we don't even know who Canelo and Trout are going to be fighting or who's going to be on their undercard. So I don't know how that fight will do because I don't even know what the undercard consists of. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment, hate, subscribe. Until next video, it's Ego signing off.